the adrenaline gets the people going. You know, it's provocative. Of course the blood glucose levels were gonna go high. I mean DM for life science tutorials.
I've got this feeling.
Welcome back to the Life of Sky with Ntsei-Sky, so flat that continent, petty cash, petty cash, and I am back today with another video. I'm going to be doing a life science exam. I'm not going to answer all the questions, you know what I mean? I'm not going to answer the ones about the plants because I just feel like that's boring. It's like the plants, the animals, like who cares? Okay, maybe some people do, but not me, so I'm not going to answer that. You know, speaking of plants, I had two life science teachers. You know, one was black, one was white, and they had different ways of pronouncing the xylem and the phloem. My black teacher would be like, it's the xylem and the phloem, and then my white teacher would say it's the xylem and the phloem. So you guys can just comment the correct pronunciation. Okay, question 1. Which one of the following hormones controls metabolic rate? There is A, testosterone, B, thyroxine, C, growth hormone, D, insulin. Look, I'm gonna go with metabolic rate. Obviously testosterone is not it. It definitely has to be thyroxine, because all the other answers are just madness. Which one of the following will occur in the human body on a cold day? I hate questions that are like examples because I just know what the textbook says. The solidation of this in the skin. B, an increase in the activity of sweat glands. This is what on a cold day. C, a decrease in evaporation of sweat from the surface of the skin. D, an increase in blood flow to the surface of the skin. I feel like it's the decrease in evaporation of sweat from the surface of the skin. I feel like it's quite obvious. It's a cold day. It's a cold day, so there's no sweat that's gonna be evaporating that easily. I'm gonna go with D. The list below includes some of the factors that affect food security. Yo! Guys, I don't know anything about food security. What am I gonna say? 1 is the use of pesticides, soil erosion, genetic modification, the use of fertilizers. Okay, which one of the following combinations includes factors that increase food security? I'm gonna say the use of pesticides, the use of fertilizers. It's now between soil erosion and genetic modification. I know it, yeah, it has to be use of pesticides, use of fertilizers. I don't know what the third one would be. I'm just gonna go with soil erosion. I'm gonna have to go with, there's I. Oh, there's none of my combinations here. Then it'll have to be genetic modification. I don't know, I'll just go with that. Which part of the, you see now. Which part of the neuron transmits impulses towards the cell body? How would I know that? Which part of the neuron? I don't remember doing anything like this. The dendrite, the myelin sheath, the axon, the synapse. Guys, I don't even know any of these body parts. I feel like D. You know, I'm gonna go, you know the thing about multiple choice, guys, if you don't know, you know, in most cases when you do multiple choice, there's always that one answer. It's just looking at you. You know, you wanna look at the other answers, but that one is just drawing your eyes towards it. That's kind of how I feel like D. I feel like D, the synapse, it's really looking at me. And it's making me believe that it's the right answer. Sometimes you need to go with that answer that's jumping out. And the thing about multiple choice, the answers are either A or C, and then D every now and again. No, A and C, oftentimes. D. The last one would be B, guys. B doesn't come up. Yo, oh, okay, we're done. What, are we done with question? Oh, we're still on multiple choice. Yo, now we're doing the male reproductive. Guys, how am I supposed to remember? How am I supposed to know? They didn't even say any parts. Okay, which part stores sperm until maturation? I guess, son, I don't know. I'll have to go with 5. 5. 2. A man who had cancer underwent surgery to remove part 1 and part 2. Part 1 and part... Okay! They don't even have names. They're not even saying what part is what. The man will A, be able to release semen not containing sperm and therefore cannot reproduce, or B, cannot reproduce because he will produce abnormal sperm. C, cannot reproduce as his sperm will not be able to survive the acidic conditions of the vagina, or D, will be able to reproduce but his sperm will not be able to move fast as they will not have energy. That sounds like a dumb answer. Definitely not D. I think he won't be able to reproduce. No, he probably won't be able to reproduce. I'm gonna go with B. B is looking at me. B sounds like it could be a good answer. Which one of the following shows the results when a cell with 20 chromosomes undergoes mitosis? Guys, I don't remember anything about... I always confuse mitosis and meiosis. Is this even the right amount of chromosomes? Yes, sis. Yeah, no, one must go and repeat, hey? Okay, the number of chromosomes is 20. The number of daughter cells is 2. Number of chromosomes is 10. Daughter cells is 2. Chromosomes 20. Daughter cells 4. Chromosomes 10. Chromosomes 4. I'm gonna go with A because A is always the right answer. I don't remember anything about mitosis, so I'm going to save myself. Sometimes you mustn't give yourself a headache because the biggest headaches are the questions towards the end of the paper. So you need to save your brain and you know, all of that for the questions there at the end. Which one of the following is a function of amniotic fluid? A, it transports oxygen to the developing fetus. B, it protects the fetus from temperature changes. C, it produces progesterone and estrogen. D, it protects the fetus from disease. I know that amniotic fluid is there to protect, you know. Yeah, it probably protects it from temperature changes because it's just a little mwana. I probably wouldn't know because, you know, I can't remember and I've never been pregnant before. So I'm just gonna go with protects the fetus from temperature changes, which is what? B. Which part of the ear? The ear! Guys, I don't ever remember learning about the ear. I feel like Lucy. Did we do the ear? I don't remember doing the ear. Government kids were learning about ears. What were we learning about? Which I'm just gonna take a wild guess because I never ever remember learning about the ear in high school. Which part of the ear contains the receptors for hearing? A, the cochlea. B, the tympanic membrane. C, the oval window. D, the round window. You know, I'm just going to go with C. You know what? Sometimes you must be adventurous. Sometimes you must be frisky. It can't be like B, D, B, D. Sometimes you must throw a little C, throw a little A, just for, you know, variety. So I'm just gonna do that. Which one of the following is a consequence if the round window of the ear hardens? I don't even know that the ear hardens. A, pressure waves will not be created. Impulses will not be transmitted to the brain. Pressure between the outer and the middle of the ear will not be equalized. An echo will occur and the sound will be distorted. I can see on my paper there's just way too many D's. Let me just put A because I only have one A. Anyways, child, let's go to the memo because what was that? Okay, the first question, I was right. It was B. The question about what? Ish. Let's also go back. Let's reflect. The question about, oh, metabolic rate. I was right. Oh, on a cold day, C. I wrote D. It was C. Okay. I was wrong. I was wrong. That's okay. 3 is C. I got that. I got that right. I know that's right. I know that's right. 4 was what? 4 was A. I wrote D. I was wrong again. Guys, you know corrections. 5 was what? It was B. I wrote C. It was wrong again. 6 is C. Oh, why am I failing? I wrote B. 7 is A. I got that right. So far out of 10, I got 4. It's a bit of a little case study. People with type 1 diabetes mellitus are usually insulin dependent, must inject themselves with insulin to control their blood glucose levels. It has been determined that these people also lose their ability to secrete glucagon within 5 years of being diagnosed, and they become glucagon deficient. During a stressful situation, adrenaline is secreted, which has the same effect as glucagon on the blood glucose levels. An investigation was conducted to determine the influence of adrenaline on the blood glucose levels of type 1 diabetics who were also glucagon deficient. Name the gland that secretes glucagon. Guys, and there's a whole, you know, one thing about, I can see, you know, you can see inside of the textbook, there's a whole section in the textbook where they talk about different glands. What are we talking about? We're talking about diabetes. It has to be the pancreas. Name the independent variable in the investigation. Yo, guys. Yo. The independent variable in the investigation. I was so whack with these experiments. The independent variable has to be the glucagon. Yeah, the independent variable has to be adrenaline. I'm just going to go with that. You know, at this point, I'm just over. You know when you're just over the paper, you just want to write what you write and then you just finish. That's where I am. State 3 other factors that should have been kept constant during. You know, there's always these things like they always teach it to you in class. You don't even have to study this from the textbook. You just know. They're just these 3. If you name these 3, you've got the answers. I can't even remember what it is. 3 other factors that should have been kept constant. I'm going to say temperature. The things that all these answers sound quite dumb. Explain why the blood glucose levels were measured before injecting adrenaline on the 3rd day. I think the reason why it was measured before is because they're trying to compare the glucose levels in the blood. So, and they want to see how the glucose levels react to the adrenaline, hence they're trying to take it before and after. Explain why the adrenaline was injected instead of given orally. I don't know, man. It must just go to the blood same time. That's all that I'm thinking. I'm honestly running on common sense, hey? The first was the gland, which is correct. The pancreas, I know that's right and never ever wrong. Identify the independent variable, adrenaline. Oh, I know that's right. I got that right too, child. What? Yeah, the factors that should have stayed the same. Yeah, I don't know. The amount of adrenaline, no. I didn't even get anything right. Oh no, I didn't. And then explain why the blood glucose levels were measured before. Okay, provides a baseline starting point level of reference, which is essentially what I said. They're trying to compare the results of the adrenaline being injected to the blood glucose levels before that, so which is right. Explain why the adrenaline was injected instead of being given orally. Hormones are proteins and therefore be digested, or since it enters the blood directly. Oh yeah, I was right. What? Say my name. Boom. Yeah, and I know that's right, guys. I know. I told you guys, common sense. Wow, you know the feeling of getting an answer right when you didn't even know what you were saying. Ish. I'm only doing, yeah, but you guys can tell me if you guys want me to do more exams, probably even exams on subjects that I didn't do. But the subjects that I did was physics, life science and history, Afrikaans, maths, obviously life orientation. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I am so gassed.